What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about fandom. Now, in general, most people think of a fan as somebody who has a strong like or admiration for something or someone. And chances are, if you're watching this, you do feel that way. You're probably a big fan of maybe gaming or gaming consoles or a particular book or author or musician or album, or maybe your favorite YouTuber. Maybe you consider yourself a fan of me. And if you do, I really appreciate that. However, some people take being a fan of something to a fanatical level. And these people eat, sleep, breathe, drink, whatever it is that they're a huge fan of. And I've known millions of people like this. I've known nerds who are dedicated to a particular game or a particular anime or a particular thing, and they just basically made that their life and their personality. Take, for example, gamers. I think the majority of us just enjoy games, and games are a thing that we use to pass the time, and we're pretty invigorated by them, but they don't replace our personality or our only wants and desires. But like all things in life, moderation is key, and that's certainly a lesson I learned the hard way. Now, there's a pretty big difference between a fan and a fanatic. A fan is capable and willing to look at the good and the bad sides of something they like or enjoy, whereas a fanatic just doesn't want to hear the negative stuff ever. Let's take Xbox One fans, for example. I'm a huge Xbox One fan. I spend hours using it every single day, and I love it very much, but I'm willing to accept that graphically, it's certainly not the best console on the market until you involve cloud gaming. I love my PlayStation 4, and I definitely consider myself a bit of a Sony pony, but at the end of the day, I'm willing to admit that their first-party lineup is pretty lackluster this generation. And of course, I'm a huge fan of PC gaming, but I'm glad to admit that the barrier of entry is definitely there because of both cost and the difficulty of picking the right PC and its parts. Now, if you are currently typing furiously into your computer, hate-filled, frothing in the mouth comments into the comments section, you're the type of person I'm talking about. So bear with me. To truly love someone or something is to accept everything about them. You have to accept the good and the bad. You have to love all the wonderful things that they bring and be willing to face, accept, and work on the things that they get wrong. In fact, here's a little bit of relationship advice. If you're expecting your partner to be 100% perfect, you're going to die alone. Almost every day since I started YouTube, or even really interacting with other people, I have been in a lot of trouble because I consider myself a moderate in all things. I'm neither 100% in either direction. I always land right in the middle. Most of the time, this is really a great way to live, too, because it allows me to love something wholeheartedly while also accepting the negative qualities so that I can work towards fixing it. Occasionally, this confuses people, though, and they think I'm being disingenuous or half-hearted, or they don't think I'm committed enough, or maybe they just think I'm an asshole. Sometimes I get banned from NeoGAF for it. But I was raised with the belief that this skill, known as critical thinking, was the intelligent, proper way to approach the world, to take everything with a grain of salt, to question it, to look deep into it, and to change it if it needs fixing. In fact, applying critical thinking to myself and my own brain is what's allowed me to recover enough to be a functioning human being in society instead of a crazy person. But that's a story for another time. Now, I mentioned that there are fanatics of all types of things, and certainly there are fanatics for YouTubers, people who really only want the best of YouTubers, but I don't think that's how I ever want you to approach me. A lot of my peers here on YouTube want to be as whitewashed as humanly possible, and they won't say or do or even talk about some of the things I will because they want to appeal to the broadest audience possible, because they know that there are fanatics out there who will get upset the very first time they do something they don't like, and they're going to lose them forever. I'm in a very unique position, though, because some people are just offended by the way I look. Some people are offended by the hobbies that I have. Some people are just offended that I exist. I used to think that sucked, actually. And it really hurt my feelings, but these days, I feel like it's more of a superpower, because I think if you're even willing to watch just one of my videos, you probably have the ability to think critically and accept the good with the bad. And that makes me love you very, very much. But with great power comes great responsibility, and I try to use that power very responsibly. I'm willing to criticize anything and anyone, including myself, including you, the hobbies that we share, YouTube, YouTubers. I'm willing to stick my neck out, because I know at the end of the day, some of you are not fanatical. Some of you are just really good fans. But that's one of the reasons I'll never be YouTube royalty. I'll always be right here in the middle. But you know, if I'm going to be stuck in the middle, I like being stuck in the middle with you. Because I love critical thinking people. I love cynics. I love skeptics. I love people who are capable of loving something with their whole heart, but also criticizing it. And I even love it when you criticize me and challenge me to be a better person, to make better content. I love you for that. And almost every single day, I see a message from somebody or dozens of people that I've lost as fans because they didn't like something I said about them, or their favorite gaming console, or their favorite hobby, or just the type of content I'm producing. But I hope that eventually they'll get what I'm talking about, and I'll see you again in the future. A lot of YouTubers try to simplify things by referring to their fans in one big group, and I think I've even tried to do that in the past. But it's really not for me. For the same reason I don't subscribe to any isms either. I'd always rather treat everyone on an individual case-by-case scenario. And sure, 100,000 people will probably watch this video, but it's very important to me that I remember you are one of them, and you have your own wants and desires. You have your own likes and dislikes. You are a person, you're an individual just like me, you are just as important as me, and I don't ever want to forget that. While you may consider yourself a fan of me, I promise you, I'm a much bigger fan of you for all of the things you've done for me, for helping change my life, for making my life for the better. And at the end of these videos, I tell you I love you, and I damn well mean it. I genuinely do. In fact, my fandom of you actually borders on the fanatical. And that's why I have so much difficulty seeing the mean things that get said on my subreddit, or on my Twitter feed, or on my YouTube comments, because sometimes I'm obsessed with you. But I'm working on my critical thinking, and I hope you join me on that. The point of this video, and man did I get way off track, is to say I'm sorry to all those Xbox fans and PlayStation fans and gaming fans and YouTube fans and prank fans that I upset each and every day. But I hope that most of you look at me as a pile of good and a pile of bad, and I hope that the pile of good outweighs the pile of bad, and I hope you choose to bear with me, because I love having you here. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.